While I
Right.
was in college, so all of my life I've been a very chubby child. And while I was in college, a lot of people told me that you have like amazing height, so why don't you like get into modeling, or that might be a good idea. A lot of people have this horrible quality of commenting on a woman's
Exactly.
body and say that, oh my god, this is exactly what I'm going through right now. Those people have nothing better to do with their lives. I've seen that some people are saying lots of love to you, Nikki. You're one of the best persons. Somebody said that this guy is an amazing host.
Myths that you'd like to debunk once and for all about body positivity and
I'm so glad you asked me this.
so the first question is, why did you feel the need to create content around body positivity? We see there's a lot of people who are creating different types of content like lifestyle and fashion and beauty and all of that. Uh,
Right.
how did you feel the need to start creating content and talking about body positivity and women empowerment? Because always a backstory. So I also create content, and there's a backstory to why I started creating content. What's your
Right.
backstory? Like, how did you start speaking on body positivity? What's that one incident that triggered you? And like, हाँ चलो अब बात करते हैं इसके बारे में.
Right. So I think for me, the most the most heartbreaking thing for me was not just watching myself, but a lot of my friends who were my friends, and watching them being body shamed on like a public platform back when I was involved in the ramp and the fashion
Okay,
industry. And I've seen
okay,
like not just then, like on social media, a lot of people have this horrible quality of commenting on a
exactly.
woman's body, or saying
Yes,
stuff like, oh, you're hot because you're thin, oh, you need to lose some weight, or stuff like that.
correct.
And that really hit me. And personally, in my life, I've been body shamed like so many times by different people. And it was
Okay,
way too much for me to handle. And I said, you know what? It's about time somebody says something. And I was like, why is nobody saying anything? Then I realized that, it has to be me. I have to be that person who has to take a stand and actually talk about things that matter, things that are
right,
relevant. And that's when I
right.
started talking about this. And I realized that in my talks, after my talks, there were literally girls who would come up to me, and they would just like literally be in tears and say that, oh my god, this is exactly what I'm going through right now. And
Wow.
I'm so happy that I'm not alone. So I felt that, oh
Right,
my god,
right,
okay, this
right.
is something that really affects a lot of people. And that's when I finally started making that sort of my forte of speaking. Although like I do talk about different topics as well, but I
Right.
narrowed it down to like body positivity, how to not succumb to external pressures, and how to bounce
Hmm.
back from a physical injury.
Right. Wow. Awesome. So, I was going through your Instagram. I follow you on Instagram, and I saw that there's this. A lot of your post has this theme that what if log kya kahenge. So there's this expectation of society, and how can we change that expectation? How can we break that norm and do whatever the hell we want to do, and not just
Okay.
think about what people want to say.
Okay. So I think first of all, this has bothered me for the longest time. Also,
Yeah.
that what would what would everybody else think about me if I do a certain thing in my life, or if I have certain decisions in my life. But I
Correct.
think over time I've learned how to tune that out, which really
Right.
everybody needs to learn.
Right.
So I think when you're moving ahead in life, you need to remember that the more you grow, there will be more people who will hate you. There will be a lot of love that will increase towards you, but also you need
Correct.
to remember that when you're in pursuit to achieve certain things that you want in your life, there will also be people that who as your numbers grow, it's not just the love that will grow. There will be people ready to pinpoint and ready to find faults in every single thing you do.
Correct.
Like I'm
Correct.
sure
Correct.
in this live also there are love comments, but there are a lot of hate comments. There's a lot of
Correct. Correct.
negativity.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
because people, one, you need to remember that those people have nothing better to do with their lives. You need to
Absolutely.
remember that they find you so fascinating. This is my way of looking at it. That they find you so fascinating that they're overwhelmed by your aura and personality.
Right. Right.
But their ego does not want them to compliment you, or appreciate the work that you're putting in. So what do? They
Right.
hate on you. So
Right.
what you can do is
Correct.
not care about any of it. Just think of it as any kind of leverage that helps you grow, because even bad comments help you grow.
Right.
At the end of
So
it,
this
it's
reminds
helping.
me. I think. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, so I'm just saying that it helps engagement on the work that you do. So despite
Right.
anything that you're putting out there, if there are negative comments, if there is, अगर इतने लोग jobless हैं कि वो उनके पास उनकी life में कुछ time नहीं है and they're just finding time to make sure that they hate you, it's increasing
Ha.
engagement on your post. So just be happy
Correct,
about
correct.
it and just sort of ignore it.
Right. So I think this is so I'm a huge fan of Gary Vee. I
I
call him
love
Guru.
Gary Vee. Oh my
Exactly,
God.
exactly. So
He
I
is
call him
everything.
Guruji. I call him Guruji in my posts and in my stories and wherever I
Oh,
tag him.
okay.
So
Yeah.
so I'm so inspired by firstly his the energy. Okay, so
I
the
love.
way he speaks, I like my
Yes.
man, he's my man. So
Yeah, I know.
simply the way he speaks is just so interesting. It just lifts your morale up. I mean,
It is. It
and
is.
the way he responds to it is that I empathize with you. I feel
Yeah,
bad for you,
exactly.
bro. Like I feel bad for you,
Exactly.
bro. Like
Yeah,
I'm not being
yeah,
able to copy.
exactly.
I'm not being able to copy him perfectly, but
I know, I know,
but
I know, but I know what you mean.
but he says that I feel really bad for you because firstly you come to my video or you come to my post or whatever. Secondly, you will hate on me. You have the complete liberty of not watching the video. That's up to you.
Exactly. You're free to
That's up to
unfollow
you.
me. You're
Yeah.
free to unsubscribe.
Even in this live, there are people who are writing like absolute nonsense. I mean,
Yeah,
for people who are writing absolute nonsense, they can simply click that cross button and go away. I mean, I
exactly,
haven't told
exactly.
them to come and watch the live, or I haven't told them to come and not watch the live. It's your liberty.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and the funny thing happens whenever I do live, funny thing happens is that I'm speaking and then somebody says, you're not speaking well. Arey tum jana, yahan se band karna. Firstly, I didn't
A lot
invite
of
you.
people have experienced this in
Firstly, I
almost
didn't.
all of my lives that I've done.
Yeah, firstly, I didn't invite you to the live. If you feel that this conversation is interesting, stick around. If you feel it's
Yes.
not good, you have the complete liberty of going. If you just press that cross button and go. Right, so we'll get to our next question. I think in one of your videos you mentioned that you were never a skinny girl growing up. You were obese, and you at a point in time you weighed more than 90 kilos.
Yeah.
And then you started modeling and started working out, and then you started modeling and walking the ramp. I just want to know, was there a preconceived notion that all models need to be skinny?
There's no notion. I think there's a requirement. I think India is not yet equipped with the ability to be able to take all size models. I think there's
Right.
still this notion that if you want to be on the ramp, you have to be like really slim or extra
Okay.
skinny to be able to carry off all garments. So I think
Mm-hmm.
that notion needs to be broken. That idea of beauty needs to be broken, because as a country we need to understand that all body forms are beautiful. As a nation, we need to be able to understand that everybody is not the same body size for a reason, and we Indians, especially Indian women, are born to be curvy people. So the
Right.
faster we understand that and accept that, the easier it's going to be on the people hosting all of these things and the models who come up to it. Because I think it's very important for us to realize that some things are just beyond like skin deep.
Right.
It's
Right.
beyond that. It's about the kind of person that you are, and if you like working with somebody, if they're beautiful to you, then that's it. Why would you succumb to the stereotype of the world that okay, that person says that okay, I can't take a skinny model for myself, then I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you like that person, might as well go ahead and work with them. Why do you have to
Correct.
always worry
Correct.
about log kya kahenge?
Right. Awesome. What are some of the myths that you'd like to debunk once and for all about body positivity
Oh
and
man, I'm so
women
glad you
empowerment?
asked me this.
Yes.
I'm so glad you asked me this.
Yeah.
So the first myth that I would like to debunk is that I just posted a picture today also this morning saying that
Right.
your weight does not define the person that you are. You define that. So
Wow.
many people, like a lot of people are like, wow, I really needed to see this. I needed to see this and all that. Some people
Huh.
said, if you think weight doesn't matter, then would you be okay to accept if some fat guy comes and proposes to you? I was like, it's so insulting for you to say stuff like if a fat guy comes in,
Yeah.
like that notion itself that okay, if somebody's fat, you would not be open to like liking them. Or
Huh.
things like people are saying, so you think that obesity is okay. Now, the myth here is that people who promote body positivity are okay with being lazy.
Right.
But
Right.
what you need to realize is body positivity does not promote laziness or not working out. What you
Right.
need to realize is every time we promote body positivity, we do encourage, it's literally taking care of your body, which involves working out, which involves good diets, And at the end of the day, you need to realize that it's about you falling into the framework that you've created for yourself. No matter what other people say, body positivity becomes what it's meant to be when you work out for yourself and
Right.
not for other people, and to reach a standard that people have set for you. You know?
Correct.
So I
Correct.
think that's one myth that people have, that if you're promoting body positivity, you're okay with people, being fat, or like you're okay with people being lazy or stuff like that. But it's not. That's not the truth. I work out every day, almost every day. In the quarantine, I'm working out almost every day. When I'm
Right.
working, it's difficult for me to work out, but I don't want to leave my workout. It makes me happy. But I'm not
Correct.
doing it to be skinny. So that's
Right.
that's one myth that I really wanted to debunk. So yeah.
Okay. Wow. Awesome. Last 2 or 3 questions before we wrap it up.
Somebody is
Firstly,
saying
how?
it's
Yeah.
just gratitude. Both of you guys are doing such a good job. God bless you both. Thank you,
Wow.
Sagar. That
Thank
is
you
so
so
sweet.
much. Thank you so much for the positivity,
Now
man.
there's
Thank
so
you.
much nice love coming. Where are you guys hiding all this time?
All right. So, how do you prepare yourself as a speaker? Is my first part to the question.
Okay.
And secondly, share one of the incidents that while you were speaking and something didn't go as planned. Something weird happened while speaking. कि अरे ये तो expect ही नहीं किया था, ये हो गया. Something weird.
Okay, so I prepare myself in a way that honestly, when I think of content, I think back to my life, and I think about the things that have happened that affected me in the most strong way possible, because
Right.
those are incidents that have changed my life. And how can I make them not really seem too personal, and yet at the same time make it really understandable for the audience that is listening to me.
Correct.
So I try to do
Correct.
that to make my content very interesting and understandable for the audience.
Okay.
But something weird that happened has not happened actually, because when I
Okay.
go on the stage, firstly I prepare myself in a way that I want to make the most of it, because I know that when I was at my lowest, I looked to motivational speakers for all kinds of
Yeah.
help and motivation
Correct.
that I needed.
Tony
So I know
Robbins, Gary Vee.
yeah, so
So inspirational. Yeah.
yes, so
Yeah.
I know the importance that you have with your voice, the power that you've been given. You cannot take that for
Right.
granted. So nothing
Right.
weird has happened, but many times, like what I think 100% of the time, the content that I plan, it doesn't come out exactly 100% delivered. It turns out to be
Correct.
much better depending on the audience response. So,
Yes.
like
Yes.
I was a keynote speaker at the ISEC Youth Speak Forum a couple of
Right.
months ago. And at the time allotted for my talk was about, I think, half an hour, 40 minutes, and the Q&A
Yeah.
was supposed to be 10 minutes.
Okay.
And my talk went on. I wind up in the right time, and after that, I think the Q&A went on for like 45 minutes, because I was
Okay.
feeling
Wow.
such a good connect with the audience, and I
Right.
was like, okay, wow, everyone's loving what I'm saying. So I was like, wow, this is so sweet. So I think
Right.
depending on the audience response, depending on the kind of love that people give you, your talk
Right.
goes up or down. It just depends on that, because you
Right.
can't just keep speaking if you don't get a response from the audience.
Right. Awesome. Thank you so much, Nikita, for joining in.
Thanks for
And
having me, and
we
thank
had
you so
a
much
fun
to the
chat.
people who gave in so much love. I'm so honored, and for the questions that
Yes.
didn't get answered, I'll tell Deepak all the answers. He'll do like a question box or something and share them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll do that. Thank you so much, Nikita, for joining in. It was a fun chat.
So happy that I got on board, and you're such an amazing host, Deepak. Very well done.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nikita. That's so sweet of you.